Welcome back to AFL NTV, aflnt.com.au. And we're about to get into the last quarter, that is. 10-6-66, the Crows lead the Lions 1-3-2-29. A super goal there to Ashley McGrath to give the Lions a little bit of confidence. They bounce back from a lacklustre second quarter. And we're about to go down to Brad Stewart, who's trying to find Scott Camporeale for a quick chat about how the Crows are going to go about this last quarter as the Lions break away from their huddles. Good solid crowd here at Traeger Park. As we've mentioned throughout the call tonight, plenty of rain, over 100 millimetres of rain falling over the last four days. As we go down to Brad Stewart.
Scott, thanks for taking the time out at three-quarter time. Fantastic first three quarters from your boys today.
Yeah, no, we've been pretty pleased at the moment. They got away a little bit at the start of that quarter, but we managed to get back into the game, so we're happy with that.
And playing a lot of numbers behind the ball tonight, obviously slowing the Brisbane Lions down. Has that been a key tactic for you guys tonight?
Yeah, it was kind of worked out that way. We knew they were going to chip it around, so we just try and stifle them through the midfield with their uncontested marks, so we're able to do that.
Yeah, and Patrick Dangerfield looks to have taken his foot into another level after the pre-season.
Yeah.
How have you found his?
Yeah, no, he's been outstanding. That quarter was really good.
Pre-season trade period.
Talia and Smith have come off, so too is Shaw. So look at that back line now, Bone. Luke Thompson, Henderson, Johnston and Jens. Back we go again. Crows by 37. McKernan jumped high. Bernie Vince came off his wing, but I think he's given away a free kick to Redden. He has. And Redden will get the relieving kick on this centre wing grandstand side. Squirts the ball out. Finds Polkinghorne. Polkinghorne now will go inside 50. Big score from behind by Otten, and his recovery was great.
Work.
It was Lukey Thompson in actual fact. Goes forward, McKernan puts out the big mitts, and it's gone out of bounds, centre wing grandstand side. Margin 37. The flash scores for Beaumont Tiles earlier. Eagles by 5 over Power. Melbourne, do you mind, beat Collingwood by 9, and the Essendon St Kilda game at Wangaratta was washed out.
Opened up for Adelaide then, you reckon? There's a NAB Cup grand final berth up for grabs. They'll want to win this one and finish it off strongly.
No doubt about that. The ball right in front of us. Strong tackle there. Umpire blows the whistle and will bounce again. I'm just having a look out here, looking for John Cock. Got to be a big self.
No, he's off.
He's off. Got to be a bit self-indulgent here. Hank from Stepney said, I agree with Kimbo. Get John Cock off. We've got Collingwood next Friday.
Well, you were right, both you and that boot.
Hank, good on you, Hank. Keep
Hank.
those texts coming through. 19939. Hank from Stepney. Different Hank, you must know. Ball comes out towards. Gee, working hard, the big fella, isn't he? And Jenkins.
Oh, Kerridge, was it McIntyre?
I tell you what, Callanan caught cold there. That was holding the ball. Umpire said play on. Callanan slow to get up. He was crunched. Umpire blows the whistle. We'll have a bounce about 60 metres out.
Sam Kerridge was the player. Just two great attacks on the footy. That's what we've noticed tonight too. To a man, the Crows hunting the ball, hunting the body with genuine strength.
Crows by 37, 2 minutes in the last. Riley with his stoppage work. McIntyre had a terrific goal. 9 different goal kickers for Adelaide. Rory Sloan. He took, he broke, he hacked it forward. Taylor Walker had to work in front, he couldn't. Paddy Dangerfield out of the goal square, tumbling the ball in front of him, can't get it. Stiller's got it, gave it to McGrath. He got tackled. Kerridge gave it to Callanan. He'll kick a goal around his body. Callanan, long,
he will.
Long! Callanan! From 50 metres around his body off of one step. That's the 11th different goal kicker. He missed 130 out directly in front. Wow! Crows now by 43 points.
Kimbo, can you just SMS that bloke back? Graham Johncock's back on the ground for another run. He's been a minute off the ground.
Hank, you're wrong, Hank.
No, Hank's right. Why, seriously? They got a 6-day
I'm
turnaround.
I'm hearing you.
But Bone of 2 against 1 here.
No, I like him
Back
on the
us
ground.
up.
I like him on the ground.
Excuse me, back us up.
He needs footy.
Crows
So does
by
he and
43.
Callanan.
He's going on 30. He's got a 6-day turnaround, and they take on Collingwood to get into the grand final.
It's pre-season. He needs the work. Get the work into the bloke.
How good was Callanan's goal?
Ball back centre field, margin out to 43 points, the biggest one for the night. Brisbane go forward. Underneath that was Yance. He's just not tall enough. Lewis Johnson's been impressive.
Yep.
They attacked the ball well. Of course, he's basically taking on Daniel Talia for the centre half back position, isn't he?
Yeah, it's 1 for 1 there.
Yeah.
Happy
so ball.
birthday to you.
works out longer. Of course, Lewis Johnston's 21st birthday. We wish him a happy birthday again. He had a fumble then.
How many times can you wish him happy birthday?
Well,
every time he touches it.
Well, I suppose. So hopefully it's another 6 or 7 in this final term. Ball came out towards Ashley McGrath. Look at the pace there. Who was that? That was Callanan. Showed a good turn of speed. Surprised me. Ball comes out towards Rockcliffe. Last year's best and fairest winner. Puts it for Banfield. And the Little Red Rocket takes a strong mark.
He can play this boy.
Yeah, been in their top 10 in the best and fairest the last 2 years. He's just got, he should have been caught holding the ball. Now Jens picks it up, gets it out to Rory Sloane. That was good work. Put it on the right boot, goes out towards Taylor Walker, and the ball goes out of play, so that'll be a free kick to Brisbane. I'm starting to think that Matty from Craigmore might be right. That text earlier about Taylor Walker just continuing to tease. Only 1 goal tonight, boys.
Good guy's stats, good to go. He may very well need to get his stats shortly. The turnover there, Callanan gave it to Riley. Riley now squirts the ball, and McKernan's marked outside 50. Too far to score. Crows by 43 points. Rory Sloane having a rest, young Lion coming on. So here goes McKernan. It's a long, thumping pumper of a kick, but it was marked on the goal line by Lowell. He gives it on to the running Harvey. Harvey now pops the ball over top to Golby. Golby now pops the ball over top, and that's with Buick. Buick on the left leg to the outer side wing. Mark taken by Retzlaff. You heard Bone, the switch is on, but he doesn't. He goes along the boundary line. Brisbane are building here. Harwood in the full forward line. Couldn't mark it. Guess who? Stiffy Johncock. Double-fisted punch out of bounds. Boundary throw in on the outer side. And they've got to get a gutter group scoreboard. The margin is 43 points the Crows way.
I'll add a couple more. GG's to that. The good guy stats good to go. Taylor Walker's had it 8 times tonight, kicked 1 goal too.
Is that enough?
Got to get a group.
Game like tonight, Bone?
Probably not, but I think he's led okay a couple of times. They haven't found him on more than one occasion, so isn't it a horror night?
No, not a horror night. Ball comes back infield from the Adelaide Crows. Not a good kick. Ashley McGrath underneath it. The most experienced player out there tonight for the Brisbane Lions. They got a lot of young kids out there. In turn, the ball is taken there by Newell. In fact, it's young Yo, Elliot Yo, the one that Rowie likes. We'll keep an eye on him. Bernie Vince picks it up. That was good. Andy Otten on all fours. Got the handball out towards Henderson. Ran into trouble, then ran out of trouble. At the back there was Lewis Johnson saying, just give it to me. I'll help you. I'll help you. Now taken by Paul Pleasure. Just a casual left-handed handball over the top. Who was that?
Off the handle.
Was that Dangerfield?
Yeah.
It was. He just had a brain fade there. They got out of trouble though. Goes back to Paul Pleasure. Callanan got up high. Ball comes to ground level. Kerridge is there. Couldn't take it. Going back in, working hard is McIntyre. In fact, he was the player that dropped the mark before. Now the ball comes out towards Walker. He's got 2 players to beat. Couldn't do so. No, it's Brad Symes. I apologise. He's gone down into the forward pocket. Is Walker still out there?
Yeah, he's on the other side of the ground.
He's on the other side of the ground. All right, we'll wait and see if he gets into the action. No, look, I'm a big fan. He's an excitement machine, but will he be the world's greatest tease as far as a football is concerned? No. History will determine that. And Bone, you said he'll kick over 50 this year. All right, ball comes down to Andy Otten, and once again he gets it out to Dangerfield. He's just incredibly strong, isn't he?
Gave it off to Vince on the up to McKernan, left-hand half-forward flank. Crows by 43 points, 7 minutes gone last quarter.
Oh, he's going to get a free kick.
Oh, this is a 9-pointer.
Okay, so he can either take the kick outside for a 9.
Take it from 51 and go for 9, which he should do because you know he can roost it. Distant, or take it from inside and probably kick from 30 and take the 6-pointer. He's taken the 6.
So he's going to take it from 30 metres and take the 6
No guts, no glory.
Go for the 9. If he'd got the 9, he mustn't love his junior footy club. They get $500 worth of footies.
Oh, hang on, we better tell him.
Hey!
Had to take McCann's off there. So McKernan 30 out, almost directly in front. Crows by 43. So what do they get for NAB Cup? How much for your junior footy?
$500 worth of footies.
Oh, you're big. He must be an accountant, McKernan.
And I tell you, he's a better shot from 50 than he is from 35.
Okay, here he comes, McKernan. He's put it straight through the middle.
He's kicked it 70.
He's got his second, so the multiple kickers are Lynch with 2, McKernan with 2. 10 different goal kickers. The margin squirts on out now to 49 points. We might just do those flash scores for Beaumont Tiles. Won't just go around the grounds. Eagles defeated 5 points over Power. I'll do it because you can't find it. Melbourne 9 points over Collingwood. Essendon and St Kilda, can you believe that at Wangaratta was washed out because was it Essendon's plane?
Got turned around mid-flight.
Goodness gracious me.
Tell you, Rowy's come good in the last quarter. We knew this had happened, Bone. Old Rip Van Winkle, he slept on the plane. He got up here, he slept for 5 hours. He's going to be a serial pest tonight.
Who the hell is Rip Van Winkle?
He's a bloke that slept for 100 years. Ball back centre field, picked up by Redden. He was sensational in the first half, but intercepted there by Callanan. You heard it from Bone. Puts it inside 50. Adelaide with the numbers. Ball comes to ground level. Oh, a lot of heavy traffic there. And Riley tried to work his way through that traffic. Couldn't get it out effectively, though. Picked up by Polkinghorn. Kicks around his body. Oh, Andy Otten in the back.
That was sloppy.
Awkward. Yeah, the mark taken there by Weirden. Patrick Weirden. Pick number 47 in 2011. Goes to the outer side. Here's the big switcheroony. It goes out from Yo very casually, and they go forward 3 against 1 though. And the mark nearly taken there by Redslap. Come to ground level though, the ball. Now it's 2 against 3. Adelaide still with the numbers. Redslap cracks his way through there. Good effort by Brisbane. Got the handball away. Trying to do the goose step out there was Buick. Couldn't do it effectively. Picked up by Sloan again. Lewis Johnston's in there. It's his birthday today. Brisbane goes forward. The ball at the back of the pack. There's Banfield. Oh,
he's hit the post.
7 metres out and he's hit the post. That is a stinker. So Adelaide now, the margin is 12-6-78 to 3-3-30. Adelaide leading by 48 points, is that right?
47 points.
47.
So John Cock gets it, comes out to Yench, right-hand half-back flank. 12 minutes gone last quarter. Yench now on the 45 to Paddy Dangerfield, probably best on ground. Richard Douglas was the best the first half, but Paddy gets the 3-2-1.
Touch number 24 for Paddy for the good guys. Good to go.
Paddy D comes out now to Bernie Vince. He's just had a tradesman-like effort. Goes short, finds Lynch, but snapped off and it's gone out of bounds, boundary throw-in. I've liked Smith, who's got come off at half-time. I've liked Jenkins, I've liked Lynch, I've liked Shaw, I've liked Talia.
And we've loved young Brad Crouch. 13 touches for the young man in his first crack at AFL footy.
Okay, 38 points to the margin. Up they go, down they go. Or actually, it's 48 points to the margin. Ball comes out now. Redden has just worked his little heart out. Oh, and Hanson, he's got up. Now he does a mongrel kick forward. Lukey Thompson's on his opponent. That was young McKeever. Ball comes out to Yench. Banfield, Yench, Banfield. He keeps it clear. Well done, Banfield. Gave it to Harwood. Harwood's got pace, acceleration to Yo. Gave it off to Polkinghorn. He'll unload now to the edge of the square. It's just one-on-one. Up they go, down they go. On the grounds, Banfield. One hand to Harwood. Harwood will have a snap, but goal, it was smothered. Yench has got it, and away goes Yench. That was great poise. He sees a player on the near side, Kerridge, and he's marked on the half-back flank.
Yeah, and he plays on quickly. Wobbly old left footer underneath. That's Maguire. Dropped what he should have taken. Recovered. Got the handball away. It wasn't effective. Picked up by Dangerfield and away he goes.
Oh, it's a great
He's got some acceleration. It's a beautiful kick. Put it out there looking for McIntyre. Close to the boundary line. Couldn't keep it in play. He's absolutely explosive, Dangerfield, those first 5 metres.
Looks in beautiful touch too, does Paddy. Didn't get much of a game last week, but certainly made it count tonight. Touch number 25 came up. The kick was beautiful to McIntyre. Didn't go hard enough at it. Out of bounds, half forward flank.
Hey, what's going on? We off. Here we go now. Ball on the half-back flank. Comes out up onto the wing. Luke Thompson kept his feet.
Nice, Lukey.
48 points to the margin, the Crows way. Comes up now to Jenkins. Jenkins now inside 50. Taylor Walker's in the van. He went up with one hand, should have gone with 2. McIntyre there was trying to get the crunk. Redslap now slaps the ball out to the running Golby. He's been lively on that half-back flank. And away go Brisbane again.
27... No, that's not correct that time at the moment. Ball on the outer side. We'll get back to the clock shortly. Picked up by Rory Sloan. Wouldn't mind the good guy stats on Rory. He's had a bottler tonight. 19 and goes in towards McKernan. He's been good. You can almost say all played well, Rowie. You named a few before and you missed Henderson and he's been sensational as well. It's been a great effort by the Adelaide Crows. Ball goes inside 50. Now at the bottom of the pack. It's taken beautifully by Callanan. Just smothered off the boot though. Now picked up. Taylor Walker gets in there. He needs to paddle it out. Can't keep the ball in, doesn't do that. Now has another crack at it. Going through Dangerfield. Gee, it was like a seagull on a chip then. He just swooped on it. Couldn't get it out effectively though. Umpire plays the whistle. I told him the ball. Against Dangerfield.
See, they just won't bounce it, will they? No, pre-season, they will not bounce it.
That was Aidan Riley there, and once again, Bone, the guy that's after the agate,
gets
penalised. Yeah.
God, he's a hard nut. If you've just tuned in, Eagles defeated Power by 5 at Mandurah. It was a great game. Butcher with 5. Melbourne 9-point winners over Collingwood, which does open it up, Kim, for the Crows. West Coast and the Crows now will be the undefeated teams. And as we said, Eston St Kilda was washed out. Ball now up on the half-forward flank. Kerridge couldn't see it. No to McKernan.
5 AFL football will be all over that one next Friday night at Amy Stadium.
That'll be a cracker game versus Collingwood. Ball out the back of the packet. Stiffy Johncock.
Well, he
runs back on it. He would have to be on there. Otten was clever with the Shepherd. Yench has got it to Rory Sloane. Rory Sloane will be up there. Good guy. Stats good to go. He goes short to Kerridge. Kerridge now. Sorry, that's Lynch. Lynch has been busy with 2 goals. Walker. Out in front of Taylor Walker.
9 points.
And Taylor Walker from 70 metres pulls the kick. Goes short on one step. Out of the box. Paddy Dangerfield 30 out directly in front. That is efficient, fast, skillful by foot football, Bone.
Absolutely. Started again at half back again, straight for the corridor, not right across the ground, into the corridor. Once they did, straight for goal. It's direct, it's fast, it's clean, and it's different from Adelaide. And well, the man of the night, no doubt about that. Paddy Dangerfield on the end of it. Touch number 26 for the good guys, good to go. The skipper's been good to go all night. From the moment he lost the toss, he has been a dead set star. When the Crows were challenged, he was the man that reignited them and steadied the ship, and now he gets a chance to kick his first goal of the night.
Well, Paddy, if you kick it, there'll be 11 different goal cookers, only 2 multiples, Lynch and McKernan. Did I say cookers or kickers? So here comes Paddy. Normally a terrific shot at goal, but he's missed to the far side. So the margin now is 49 points. So it's 12-8-79 to 1 super goal, 3-3-30. And that's on the Gotta Get a Group scoreboard. Dizzy will be listening. Sean Disbury, what a great company it is.
Yes, former Norwood player Sean Disbury.
Central's then Norwood.
Central then Norwood, and he actually worked my dad out of Holden's in the early days as well. There you go, a little bit of useless information. Ball comes out to Jared Lyons on the right boot, snaps around his body. Walker gets there, and it just went over the line for a minor score. So the margin now out to 50 points.
It's out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Okay, still at 49. This is still a comprehensive victory. And touch wood, the good thing for Adelaide, no injuries at this stage.
No injuries at this stage. Jason Paul-Plessis getting through his early minutes without too much trouble.
Ball thrown in again. Doing the ruck there was Jenkins. He's been impressive tonight. We've mentioned that on a number of occasions. Crashing his way through Dangerfield. Does the don't argue twice on the right boot. Puts it through for a point. Now the margin, 50 points. And that is on the Gotta Get a Group scoreboard.
Inside 50s, the Crows 45, Brisbane 34 have dominated in that department. Again, Brisbane with more disposals than Adelaide. Will get those stats for the good guys, good to go. 306 to 286, but gee, Adelaide have been efficient.
And I tell you what, their good 18-man forward line press has been working really well since half-time. They didn't roll it out in the first half, but they certainly have in the second half. McGrath now comes to the near side. Lyle marks it. Left-hand half-forward flank. Crows by 50 points. And we've played 17 minutes here in the last quarter. Lyle plays on to Stiller. Stiller, the left footer, up onto the wing. Big men will have to fly. Ball goes out the back and out of bounds. And we'll have a boundary throw. The stoppage work has been better. The ball movement has been terrific by the Crows. Their pressure acts, every single player, chasing, tackling, harassing. And the contested numbers have been absolutely superb. So 50 points the margin the Crows' way. Boundary throw in. Jenkins just getting a tad tied. Coming through his Polkinghorn. Tackled by Symes. Coming through his McIntyre. Poor Pleasure was great. Gave it to Cullinan. Cullinan now to Vince. Vince had it spent, did he? Absolutely spent. Beans now got the slops. Hacks the ball inside 50. Andy Otten now. He needs to be clever, and he was. And he did. And he was terrific. He gave it to Johncock. Here's the big switcher roller. Gave it off now to the running Kerridge. Kerridge was a shocking kick. He was looking for Symes. Polkinghorn on the overlap. Long, strong goal. There's the turnover. Thank you very much. And a long lost goal to the Lions. 1 super goal, 4-3. They still trail by 44 points on the Gotta Get a Group scoreboard.
So much to like about the Crows' performance tonight. On occasions by foot, there's been the odd error. Sam Kerridge 3 times tonight. He's had 5 kicks. He's coughed 3 of them up. His leg is not yet quite elite. That might keep him back and out of the, I guess, the Crows team and back in the SANFL for the early part. He finds the footy okay. Got to put a little bit of polish on the leg. But there's been plenty of polish on the Crows' performance tonight. As we've said, for the good guys, good to go stats. Dangerfield with 27 leads, all comers. Sloane's out at 20. Callanan starting to get good numbers with 14, along with Yench and Johncock. And Jason Paul-Plessis in 1 quarter and a half, 14 touches as well, boys.
14 touches.
The magnet's working.
Well, it's only been a
Fullback
year.
centre field. Dangerfield got another possession. Got it out to Jared Lyons. Jansen onto the right boot. Puts it up towards half forward. It goes down to Callanan. How many's that? Now
15.
back towards Kerridge. Kerridge this time uses the hand and he gets it to Symes. Symes on the right boot. Pumps it inside 50. Rory Sloane pushed out of it.
This time.
Back of the cat pack. McKernan. Back to Sloane on the left. The snapshot towards goal.
Yeah.
Margin back to 50. There's your quick reply, and that's on the Gotta Get a Group scoreboard. This is by AFL for Agostino Mitsubishi and the Thirsty Camel. We are live from Traeger Park, and Adelaide looking very sharp with a 50-point margin in the dying stages of this final turn.
Yeah, not quite sure. I think it's probably the biggest, well, one of the biggest margins. Hawthorn getting over GWS by 74 down in Tassie today, but it's a percentage booster for Adelaide. 3 goals they kicked in the first quarter, 4 in the second, back to 3 in the third, and 3 again in this last quarter. So it's been a very, very even performance. Very good offensively. The clearance work has been outstanding, and a very young defence has held up extremely well tonight. Thompson, Talia, Sam Shaw, all been very good.
Time on in the last. Crows by 50. They've been terrific from the first bounce. Here's another centre square clearance by Paddy Dangerfield. Squirts it forward. Overrunning it was Lynch. Out the back was Maguire, and he squirts it off to Stiller, and he's marked on the right-hand half-back flank. Looks long now onto the wing. Gee, there's Crows everywhere up there. Big fly by Bernie Vince. Symes was terrific. Gave it off again to Paddy Dangerfield. Gee, Bernie Vince got smashed into Gaga land. Buick now hacks the ball to the half-forward flank, and the mark's been taken by Retzlaff. He'll swing around back into the corridor. Beams will take the mark. Running onto it is Polak. He's got to go Polak's way, and he does. And Polak's march 40 out, almost directly in front. If you've just tuned in, again, Eagles 5 points over Power. That was at Mandurah. Great game. Butcher with 5. Melbourne 9-point winners over Collingwood. And if you have just tuned in, Jamie Whincup won race 1 of the Clipsal 500. And Bone, you'll like this. Maxi Klinger, a double century.
Beautiful skipper. Beautiful from Jared Polak as well, the South Aussie. Kicks a much-needed goal for Brisbane.
Okay, margin now 44 points on the Gotta Get a Group. Time on in the last quarter, and that kid Polak can play.
Yeah, certainly can. We'll just run through some good guys' stats. Good to go as always. Dangerfield's up to 30. He's had 5 marks as well, 3 tackles. He's kicked 3 points. He could have kicked a couple of goals, but the skipper for the night has been outstanding. Rory Sloane with 21, Callanan and Symes 15, Jens, John Cock, McKernan and Paul Pleasure all 14. Young Bradley Crouch with 13 in his debut. Henderson off a half-back line's been good with 13 as well. Bernie Vince solid with 13. And Richard Douglas, the star of the first half. He's been rested since, had 12 touches in an outstanding half of football from Richard Douglas.
Adelaide by 44 points on the Gotta Get a Group scoreboard. Ball back centre field, goes straight down to Redden. He's been one of the best for Brisbane. Kicks around his body. The mark taken there by Weirden. Weirden now puts it just inside 50, but it's intercepted there by John Cock. He's the king of intercepts. Leads the AFL for that. Gets it over towards Bernie Vince. Jams it onto the right boot, and the mark's taken by Dangerfield. Possession number 31. I reckon he's going to go for a spell. Bone, do you have, thanks to the good guys, game time there? Because I reckon... No? Okay, well, we won't guess then. He hasn't had much of a breather, though, tonight.
No, he hasn't, and he didn't want to. He's very keen on playing a full game of footy tonight. They're kicking backwards now. He's milking the clock. He's demanding the ball as Captain Dangerfield. It's a bit of kick it to me in the dying minutes.
Well, he wears number 32, and that's his 32nd possession. Got it out to Henderson, who now goes extremely wide. And the mark has been taken out there by... Is that Kerridge?
Kerridge.
Yes, it is. He in turn goes back to Henderson. So they're going to run the clock down. They don't want any body contact now, and that's understandable. The game is well and truly won. Short pass to Vince. And this is actually good practice in how to ice a game or ice the clock.
And Sando did a message on the bench. This is what they want them to do for the last 2 minutes of the game.
Well,
they're going to have to do it at some stage to stop momentum.
This is good coaching. He's been impressive, Sanderson. They go back towards Paddy Dangerfield. That's possession 33. Vince gets another one, and he's found the target. Mark taken there by Kerridge.
Again.
Yeah, so now it's all up. Let's see what his kicking's like. Short little pass is good. Infield. Lukey Thompson, I think, on the outer side. Long way away. The chopper pilot. Yeah, it is Thompson. He measures this one. And has he let him down? No, he hasn't. Oh, Shepherd, the double movement. Yeah, talking to Scott Camperelli about that at the start of the game, and he's just saying it is such a different game to when he started playing. That initial body contact, which was part of our game, is completely gone, Rowie.
44 points the margin. Dying minutes here in the last quarter. 5 double AFL for Agostino, Mitsubishi and Thirsty Camel. It's been a cracker of a game. Round 2 NAB Cup. We'll do it all again next Friday versus Collingwood. Taylor Walker stood the mark well, slapped the ball off. Now long searching handball in the corridors. Lynch, he's been great with 2 goals. Out to the outer side to Symes. Symes now back to Lynch. You can see the players putting their hands up. Just possession footy now. Chip the ball around. Take your time. Lynch has to play on. Now goes to the outer side wing. Mark almost taken out there by McIntyre, but it's gone out of bounds. We'll have another boundary throw in. So 13 goals, 8. That's the Crows. 86 points to 1 super goal, 5-3-42. A margin of 44 points. Time on in the last quarter on the gotta-getter group. So the umpire now throws it in. Little Billy Longer goes up. Ball out the back. Again to Redden. I like this game. Probably the best for Brisbane. Ball with Rhett Slap. John Cock will wrap him up. He just does not miss a tackle, that lad. Comes out now to Polak. Had to twist and turn. Polkinghorn's there. Kerrick down, gives the ball up to the running Symes. Symes sees a player at the corner of his eye. And it is there too. Poor Pleasure pulls the kick back. And Taylor Walker marks 30 out directly in front. How did poor Pleasure see that? It was out the right angle of his right eye, and he's pulled his left leg, gave it a bit of flight. Taylor marks it. That is just an exquisitely skilled footballer.
Absolutely. Just makes it count every time he gets it, poor Pleasure. Getting some decent touches too. Touch number 15 for the good guys, where Jason Porplesia since half-time has been dead set, good to go.
Okay, here we go. Texas Taylor Walker going towards the city end. That is the worst kick I have ever seen in 150 years of football. He was 30 out directly in front, kicked it out of bounds on the full, kicked it off the dead set end of his ding-ding.
You know, so he's going to kick 50.
That is the worst kick I've ever seen.
Can I reassess?
And I want to remind you about another bet I had with you last year, and I think Timmy Ginniver was on board.
Carmichael Hunt?
Yeah, that he'll play 100 games.
I'm happy with that one.
$100 to the Little Heroes Foundation.
That was the worst kick I've ever seen.
Now,
44 points.
And Rowie, youth coach, why was it such a bad kick?
Oh, he just leant back on the kick. He didn't concentrate. He was
smoking the pipe.
Yeah, exactly right. Just leant way back. Ball inside the.
Oh, look at the boys.
Deliberate.
Been pushed through for a point.
I like the fact they're playing to the final siren too, Bone.
Yep.
Ruthless.
Well, there's positions up for grabs for this team at the moment, and there's nothing better, as Kimbo said at the start of this call. 47 fit players down there at West Lakes. Ben Rutten, the only injured player unavailable for action tonight, and they are hungry for spots in this team.
Adelaide by 45 points. There's only a minute 12 seconds remaining here at Traeger Park at Alice Springs. The ball's brought back out towards the members' wing. Good mark taken there by Elliot Yeo. The boy that Rowie likes, will keep an eye on him throughout the course of the year. Symes was very good. Got it to Callanan. Always good with his use of the ball. On to Bernie Vince. Kicks it long. It's a good kick. It's a beautiful kick, and it found the big fella in Joshy Jenkins, who kicked one in the second term. Can he kick it, boys? He'll be kicking from 35 metres out, about 10 metres in from the boundary.
I tell you what, he has had some impressive moments. He's got fatigued a little bit. I'm not quite sure his ruck work is up to speed, but he hunts the ball. He needs to find a home, and Rowie, I don't think you think it's in ruck, but takes a nice mark. Got a sense about him. Hunts the ball beautifully. Had quite a nice night, this young man. Hasn't played a lot of footy. Doesn't appear to want to have a shot for goal. He drops the ball. He looks around. He's having a chat to the crowd, but it'll be nice for him to finish this one and finish off a pretty reasonable night.
All right, he lines up, as I mentioned, about 35 metres out, 10 metres in from the boundary line, just a couple of steps on the right foot, and he has drilled it. I'm not sure what he was doing there when he dropped the ball on the ground, but it works anyway.
That's his second goal too, and actually should have had 3, because I reckon the first one was a goal, so the margin now out to 51 points, Bone.
Yeah, Josh Jenkins, the man we're talking about, 9 touches for the good guys, good to go. He's had 16 hit-outs, couple of marks as well, kicked the 2 goals, 1. The first one in the first quarter was called a goal by the goal umpire before the field umpire intervened and said it had hit the post. But again, the Crows unearthing some youngsters that certainly have got a chance to make it. Tommy Lynch has been another one. Had some AFL footy, but 14 touches. Young Brad Crouch with 13 touches. And Kerridge with 12 touches is a magnet, needs to polish up his leg.
Well, the Crows are playing a hard, contested, direct, efficient brand of footy from where I sit. They lead by 51 points. Longer gets the ball up. Lyon overcooked it. Bernie Vince missed it. Polkinghorn didn't. Hacks the ball inside 50. Yench has got it. There it is. The final siren. Someone take your finger off the buzzer. 14-8, 93. That's the Crows to 1 Super Goal 5-3-42. A margin of 51 points on the gotta-get-a group. And as I said, Bone, a very hard brand of footy. They play contested footy. They're very direct by hand and foot, and their efficiencies forward, they were outstanding. Crows by 51. NAB Cup round 2. They play Collingwood next Friday, and only them and West Coast undefeated.
Yeah, they were impressive tonight. Adelaide ended up with more ball than Brisbane after Brisbane dominated the first quarter in terms of possession. 334 touches, the Crows. Those stats for the good guys, good to go. 200 of them by foot, 120 by hand. It is a great ratio. A lot of marks, 40 odd inside 50s and a decent score. Another very impressive performance by this team. Only a couple of games into the pre-season, but a lot to like about what we're seeing.
All right, boys, we're going to take a break, but stay with us. We'll be going down to the Adelaide Rooms. We'll have a chat to one of their players. You can keep the text coming, 1999 1395. Bone, got one. Marge from Glandore said, thank you, boys, and thank you, 5AA, for giving me my Adelaide Crows fix. It's our pleasure, Marge. And Adelaide, of course, looking very impressive. So on the Gotta Get a Group scoreboard, the final score, Adelaide 14-9, 93 to Brisbane 1 Super Goal 5-3-42, a margin of 51 points. Stay with us. On the other side of the break, Bone will have all the good guys stats good to go. That is the good guys, the only place to shop. They are wonderful people out there. We'll take a break from Traeger Park. This is 5AFL for Agostino Mitsubishi and Thirsty Camel.
Hi, Mike Keelan here. Join me and the gang every Saturday and Sunday morning from 6 a.m. for fun and information on gardening, cooking and a whole host of other interesting topics. Whether you're a green thumb or a gardening novice, whether you know the difference between a lily or a leucadendron, or if you're a gourmet cook or maybe just a backyard barbecue. Spend your weekend mornings with us as we inform you and entertain you. Michael Keelan's Weekend from 6 every Saturday and Sunday morning, only on 1395 Adelaide's 5AA.
How's it going? Susan Boyle here. People often say to me, hey Boyles, now that you're a megastar, how do you stay grounded? Two things. My untamed eyebrow and the seniors weekday lunch offer at McQueen's Tavern. It's got a main course meal, salad and a beer, wine or soft drink for just $8.50. Tastes so good, makes me want to sing. Be seen at McQueen's, Angle Road, Angle Park.
Right now, Australian Outdoor Living are rolling their prices back on artificial lawn to 2010. You get free delivery, free dig out, free installation, 2010 prices and no more watering. Call for a free measure and quote 1300 886 540.
This next 30 seconds could save you dollars and make you feel more comfortable. Call RTC Electrical and have your air conditioner serviced. Make sure your unit is running at its optimum. It means it'll last longer and perform better, saving you money and making you cooler. Call RTC now on 1300 333 RTC or book online at rtcelectrical.com.au. Be cool, not a fool. Call RTC now, 1300 333 RTC.
This is where the game happens. Adelaide's #1 football station, 5AFL.
Yes, welcome back to Traeger Park. Kim Dillon with you, joined by Stephen Rowe and Chris McDermott, who's just gone off to the gentleman's. He's got a little bit excited at the result. It is 51 points is the margin to the Adelaide Crows over Brisbane. And Rowe, it really was a positive night because you go through the list of Crows players and it was the old from the mini-league, all played well. And 11 different goal kickers, we'll just whiz through them. Jenkins with 2, should have had 3, it was paid, but then they took it back off him. Lynch with 2, McKernan with 2, singles to Sloan, the great left foot snap that last quarter. Taylor Walker only 1, probably of all the players, the one that disappointed the most because he promises so much. We may talk about him. Bernie Vince was solid. Knights with 1, played in the first half. Douglas was best on ground that first half, like you wouldn't believe. Petrenko did a terrific one as well. McIntyre I liked, and so too Callan. But it was a case of all played well. The back 6 for the first bounce. Listen to this. Talia, Brodie Smith, who was good. Sam Shaw, Yench and Henderson. That is a young back half. The second half, a Luke Thompson. A Henderson was back there, a Johnston, and again a Yench. So, you know, it's a young group. And I know everyone's going to say, well, most sides have played a young group today. Brisbane as well. But to win by 51 with the, as you've said, the flag up the flagpole, all played well. The hunger for everybody to be in that first team versus Gold Coast at Metricon round 1. You can just see it. They hunt,
they chase, the contested ball, the pressure acts. And we question it about the third quarter, the tackling, the grappling, the wrestling and the boxing they're doing. I can see it. Honestly, Kim, I can see it. They don't miss tackles. One chases one. They don't all get sucked in on the ball. Their spread around a stoppage was better. And their stoppage numbers, well, that's where they want it. And Paddy Dangerfield led from the front. He was fantastic.
And I reckon, obviously, it's been instilled in them by Brenton Sanderson. It's been his focus. But without a doubt, the urgency created by the pressure for positions leads to that type of intensity.
And Kim, you know when you get a new coach, it's start again.
Oh, yeah.
It is absolutely start again. I won't let you know who I spoke to before the game, and you may not have to guess too hard to do so. But I spoke to a young player and I said, the difference between Sando and Craigie, have you noticed? And he said, well, look, the number one thing is Sando's fresh out of the game and I relate to him more. Craigie was a little bit older, a little bit more aloof. And it's not a knock on Craigie, no. But this young lad said, you know what, when he tells me how to play, for whatever reason, I just feel like I'm listening a bit more.
I'm trying to think. I was watching all the players you were talking to work out who it was, but we'll let that one go. It doesn't really matter anyway. We're going to get some stats, thanks to Good Guys Good to Go from Bone in a moment. I just want to get back on that point really quickly, boys, while we're waiting to go down to the rooms as well for the interview.
Oh, hello, mate. Sorry, we're still on air, but that's okay. I'll come and have a beer with you later. Good on you.
Put him on, bro.
What are we mates?
How you going, brother? How are you, fella?
How are you? Kim Dillon, pleased to meet you.
I'll see you a bit later. Good man. Jeez, that was random.
Thanks, boys. Nothing like just we're security when you need them.
We're going
about to go down
Brad
the
Crouch.
stairs. We've got Brad Crouch. Brad, Kim Dillon, thanks for joining us. How did you find that? It was a different experience, obviously.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was a bit different. Expected a bit more rain up here, but it all ended up being pretty good conditions to actually play footy. So it was a great experience.
And the speed, did you notice any difference?
Yeah, I guess you always do. So it's a bit of a step up again from the internal sort of stuff we've been doing, the match game we've been doing. So yeah, it stepped up a fair bit, but it's hard to adapt to. But once you get going, you sort of don't think about it. You just sort of get into it and play a natural game. But it was obviously pretty good win.
Young man, it was another very polished performance. I mean, last week, given that they were shortened games and one was played in ordinary conditions, it was good last week, but just another improvement. And the way you blokes are hunting the opposition in the moment and being so physical is obviously the end result of a pretty tough and physical pre-season that you've had.
Yeah, I guess that's what we've sort of emphasised a fair bit, is that tough component of it and the inside ball. We did focus pretty heavily on the sort of clearances, contested ball, that sort of stuff. We sort of try to pride yourself on that. So obviously, I could see improvements from last week or into this week, and hopefully now that we get a bit more of them 6 experienced players that stayed home, I can maybe be pretty hungry to come back next week and sort of step it up to another level against Collingwood, obviously.
Well, Brad, it is a stoppage game. It's a contested game, and I thought it was a level up this week. It was fantastic. Last week, if there was one knock on the team, not just because the stoppage numbers were down, but you spread around the stoppage, your inside and outside work was terrific. So was that a real focus? And just on that, were you as a team and as a midfield group with Camporeale disappointed with last week's stoppage numbers and working?
Yeah, I guess we looked at the stoppage numbers a fair bit. And what sort of emphasis was virtually stoppages, contested ball, tackles, and hunt. I guess when it comes back to really hunting the ball as a midfielder, so that also sort of all contributed to a pretty good inside performance. Because that's obviously we've beaten them. Well, last I knew a 3/4 time we've beaten them in stoppages, tackles, and contested ball. I don't know how it ended up, but so it was obviously working. Yeah.
Brad, what was your role today?
I just went through the midfield a fair bit and also up forward a little bit, and a lot through the midfield, and then got subbed off in probably middle of the third quarter, I reckon it was. So I was knackered as well, so it was coming a good time.
And Brad, you play with the socks down. Is that something you've always done through your junior footy?
Sorry, what was that?
You play with your socks down. Is that why you've always played the game through your junior footy?
Yeah. I've always sort of done that, and when I got here, a lot of the I realised that a lot of the midfielders play with their socks up. So I know Campo gets into them about having them up. So I don't know when he's going to approach me, but at the time being, they're going to stay down.
No, but you have a point of difference. It's good to see. Now, on a personal note, you're a country boy, and how are you finding living in Adelaide? You settling in?
Yeah, I'm loving it. I've got a great host family, and I live really close to the club, so I can sleep in a bit more and all that sort of stuff. So I'm more than comfortable. I'm loving it here. And went back home to Ballarat last week, and when I got back, I was almost tonguing to get back to Adelaide in the end. So,
beautiful. That's what we like to hear. Now, I was talking to Rory Sloane a little earlier before the game, and he was saying that all the young boys, nearly everyone's got a girlfriend at the moment. Have you managed to hump one down here in Adelaide yet?
Yeah, I've got a girlfriend. I'm all locked up at the moment.
So you brought her over?
Yeah, my girlfriend's in Adelaide as well, yeah.
Well, Crouchy, you can tell him to mind his own business.
Correct.
We're getting a lot of callers. Are you good-looking rooster?
Young fella, tell us about your game tonight. And we're talking a little bit about you pre-match, about how it's great for you to get a little bit of a sniff, but knowing that you can't play for the rest of the year for Adelaide. I mean, you're cool with that? I mean, you obviously understand that that's been the case for quite a while, but you've come to terms with that okay?
Yeah, I guess so. I've finally, as soon as it got sort of released that I was going to Adelaide, I was wrapped in itself just to know that I'm going to play for him in 2 years' time. So I guess once the sort of seasons came up a bit and games have come around, sticks in your mind a little bit. But I guess the playing for West Adelaide is going to be great as well. And I've been out there a fair bit, so I'm going to love playing out there. I'm starting to get to know a lot of the boys out there well. So that's going to be just as good. Obviously, it's going to be tough sometimes if I think I could play or whatever, but the time being, I don't reckon I'd be a shot. So I'm more than happy to sit back and watch the boys go at it this year.
Crows by 51. Our guest downstairs is Brad Crouch. Brad, what's your program now? Have you been told you'll play against Collingwood next Friday, or are you only ever going to get the one game? And does that mean you'll be playing a few internal trials with West Adelaide? So what's your program?
Yeah, that's the idea always was just to play this one game, and after that, I guess I'm pretty keen. I know the club's pretty keen to get me to play at West Adelaide, because I guess for the reason I'm going to play the whole year there, so I've got to get to know their game plan, all their players. So I know it's pretty tough to do that as well as doing it at Adelaide. So my main sort of objective at the moment is to get to know them boys, because they're going to be playing there for the whole season, so it sort of makes sense in a way. Yeah.
So how many nights a week will you be training with Westies, and how many nights a week with the Crows once the season starts? Yeah,
once the season starts, I think the most of the week will be with the Crows, and then the idea is it'll be the last training session of the week. Yeah, like a lot of the boys do.
I know it's all about playing footy, but what part of your game do you want to improve over the next 12 months? So that it is ready for this time next year. I mean, obviously, maybe a little bit of extra weight around the body might help, but is there something you really want to work on as well as your game?
Yeah, a lot of the sort of stuff I've been told to work on is sort of the stuff to do with my body, my conditioning. So I guess, the sort of putting on weight, and also my running as well. So I'm going to put a pretty big sort of emphasis on that, and I know the conditioning staff are flat out great with that. I can sort of work anything out with them. They're great. So, if I can sort of emphasise that sort of stuff, I reckon, hopefully I can get a bit bigger, a bit stronger, and I guess, what every sort of AFL football want to be.
Well, Brad, we know you got to warm down and ice up and all that stuff. Final question, since coming to the club, do you have a mentor, or is there a senior player that's taking you under your wing?
Oh, yeah, I guess Paddy Dangerfield's been great. I've speak to him a fair bit, and he's great also. Games like tonight, he talks to me pretty frequently throughout the game, and half time and breaks when he can. So he's unbelievable. He's been great, as well as I speak to a lot of the senior blokes as well. Tomo a bit about little things, and because they got so much experience, it's great to learn off him sort of blokes.
Well, Brad, congratulations.
Very well, young man.
We're proud you're a South Aussie now.
Yeah, South Aussie.
All right, mate. Congratulations on your debut, and all the best for the rest of the season out at West Adelaide.
No worries. Thanks a lot, guys.
There he is, Brad Crouch.
And you know what? A country lad from Ballarat, North Ballarat, socks down, and that's how he plays.
He's going to be good. And isn't it amazing when you say, have you got a senior player that looks after you? He says Paddy Dangerfield. He's 21.
13 touches tonight for Crouch, was very good. Started in the middle. I mean, it was great from Sanderson. Threw him straight into the action. Got his hand on the ball in the first 10 or 15 seconds. Bounced off a couple of times. Fell over a couple of times. But if you'd said at the start of the night, you're going to get it 13 times tonight, young man. You're going to play most of the game. You'd have taken it from the start.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty hungry and I'm keen to have some a little bit of tucker, so we better wrap this up. Let's go through the stats. Thanks to the good guys. Good to go.
Yeah, good to go stats they are, that's for sure, Kimbo. In the end, the Crows ended up having a little bit more ball than the Lions, after the Lions dominated the first quarter, especially 335 touches to 330. 206 by foot for Adelaide, 129 by hand. It's a great ratio, and it just makes for a much better, more consistent game style. They won the clearances 29 to 28. The inside 50s 49 to 37, contested footy 137 to 30, and the scoreboard 14-9 to 5-3. Individually, Dangerfield with 33 was a star. Kicked 3 points, had a couple of tackles, and just led from the front. When the game was on the line, that little moment in the third quarter, it was P. Dangerfield. 7 clearances as well, boys. 6 of those out of the centre square. He was a star. Sloan was good as well with 22 touches. Symes was solid with 18 in limited game time. Bernie Vince with 17 had some moments. Ian Callanan, not quite in pen, but in strong pencil. He's only a rookie too, so can get upgraded before the season starts with 16 touches. J. Paul Pleasure, number 40, a half of footy and 16 touches, all of them effective. Henderson off a halfback flank with 15 was good. Yench with 15. Burned it a couple of times, but looks okay back there. Johncock was good with 14. Lynch 14 again, and 6 marks as a lead up forward. McKernan 14. 13 to Crouch, as we said. Richard Douglas a half a footy with 12 touches. Taylor Walker 11 touches, 1 goal, 2 up and down. Chrissy Knight's a half a footy, only 10 touches and a goal. And Josh Jenkins, the youngster from Essendon, off their rookie list, part of that trade period in November, had 9 touches, 16 hit-outs and kicked a couple of goals.
So let's talk about the efficiency just quickly with the Crows, and we're talking about it, and Bone picked it up from the first NAB Cup round 1 game. They're kicking more than they handball. And I've been on it a couple of years with Craig, and I know Craigie's gone and Craig, but we averaged 38 possessions per goal the last 2 years. Today, 23. That's efficiency. And this game, the least amount of times you touch it and the more efficient you are when you've got it, Bone, and you convert your goals, you're going to win a flag, you're going to win finals, you're going to win those tough games, because the top 4 teams, they rate anywhere between 21 and 24 possessions per goal. Look, I know I've been on about it the last couple of years, but it is super important.
It's a very good point, and it's a very good sign, but I stress again, it was against a team of kids.
I know that.
So let's see against Collingwood next week.